Colours. I've, like most human beings, I suppose, relished the various colours by which we're surrounded. My garden filled with roses of all different kinds and many different flowers, and the rainbow which comes and goes, and lovely is the rose. So colours are important. But I think that if I'd remained in England as a historian, I'd have taken our colour symbolism and our attitude to colours, and even the physiology by which we discern colours, for granted as universal. One of the things I've learnt from anthropology is in fact how variable colours are through time and space. For example, in Africa, an anthropologist has said that the very basic colours in Africa are white, brown and yellow in certain parts of Africa. And needless to say, they tried to relate this to something. In that case, they related it to bodily effluence. You can imagine what brown is, and white was semen and yellow was something else. It doesn't sound terribly plausible, but certainly the effect, which is that those colours are very important. And elsewhere, certain colours, my own College of Cambridge has a lot of purple around, and that's because it's a royal college, and in our British symbolism, purple is a royal colour. And two things in particular have struck me. One is that colours' meanings can be absolutely contrary. One of the things that made Edmund Leach an anthropologist was going to China and discovering what he took for granted, which was the association between black and death and darkness and evil and all those things, was reversed in China. White is the colour of death and of mourning, and he obviously thought, if you can reverse such a basic thing, then that's a cultural feature which should extend to many other things which are reversed. And the associations are also very different. In both China and Japan, red is the really important colour. The rising sun of Japan is red, though it actually often looks slightly orange, but it's orange-red, and the emperor's seals and writing and the royal colour is red, but also gold, and it had many effects. For example, no nobleman or anyone else could use golden tiles on the roofs of their houses, because that was reserved for the emperor and his followers. So colours were associated in that way. Here, as I mentioned, purple, royal blue, that end of the spectrum is associated with royalty and power. And I had thought this was just quirkiness of human nature in different cultures. But when I did work on glass and looked at the effects of glass, one of the effects of glass or not having glass was to change your eyes. And so Jerry Martin and I, in our book on glass, looked at the way in which myopia and presbyopia, short-sightedness and long-sightedness, worked. And if you are very short-sighted, you see the red spectrum much better, red and gold. If you're long-sighted, as the English and British are, you see the blue end. And I did a test of this, asked some Chinese friends to look at a queue of people in King's College who were wearing Macintoshes of different colours, and they saw the blue and the green ones, and they hardly saw, they saw the red and gold ones, but they hardly saw the blue and the green ones. And so I developed a theory, which is maybe plausible, that the predominance of gold and yellow in kabuki and in much of Chinese art is due to the fact that there's very widespread short-sightedness, myopia, and these colours are much more striking. And it's the reverse here. Whether there's anything in that, I don't know. But colours, their symbolism, their use in different forms of art and gardening, etc., is a fascinating area, and I wish I had another life to explore it.